Good afternoon. How is everyone? I hope you 2024 is doing fine. It's my wonderful wish that there's something you're doing this year. It's not going to be like last year. You're not going to have resolutions that you have not worked on. You're not going to have goals that you have not done any kind of effort to get them worked on, to get them achieved. This year, you must, by all means, whatever it takes, please get ready to pay the cost because we can't do the same thing and expect to have different results. It goes as I've stated. The mistake you can do is to always live every year, every calendar as the same. Therefore, I think what I'm thinking now, I decided to get practical. And I decided to get practical for us. And the reason I did this, I want to say a brief story in 30 seconds. I was seated with my friend, who is a great person in construction. And the friend asked me, my guy, how are we going to get better in terms of finance? I get a lot of money. But you know what? Last year I took a trip. Immediately I landed, everything was snatched away. That means it was stolen. And the next thing that I experienced was getting stranded, getting confused. I didn't know any kind of action to take because my money, I had exchanged all my money and I had my money. And so I want to get into a culture where I don't carry money everywhere, where I have some emergency fund, and the emergency fund should help me when anytime outside there. Therefore, I said, my man, I have taken time to do some studies. And I think I've practiced a few ways which I can help you. But I'm going to give you a reference to a book. And I said, go read the book Atomic Habits. When you read that book, plus what I'm going to share with you, you can then decide for yourself how you're going to do it. And this caught my attention and said, oh, I thought that this thing is obvious. So it is not obvious. It is happening to my friends, even some of them that are earning much higher than I do. Some of them that I engage lesser time that I do. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to get practical. This year, please. The step number one, out of practicality of wanting us to get better, this is the first step. If you have not done this, please go, sit down, think about your life, think about your future, do this purposefully. Number one, resolutions. This is the first most step, resolutions. You have to start here. You have to start here. And I want to tell you, if you don't do this, it will be no good. It will not make a difference. You remain the same as the last year. So the first step, you are going to do resolutions. This is what we call them, but this is merely goals or targets. Yeah, all for you to be. You have to draw the visions. Where would you want to be at the end of this year? And what I think is, as far as you have thought about it, as far as you have noted it down, because you have to note it down, as far as you want it to be better, then please, this is where you will start. Then the next major step is decide to take action to be more practical. Decide that you're going to be more practical. And being more practical, this is how I am going to lead you. And this is where I come now in to decide and to probably bring it to us a few ways you can grow yourself. And when you grow yourself, you increase the power or the strength to make decisions. Because if you have not if you have not reserved or you have not accumulated some money, you are not able to make you have no power to make any kind of a move. So I want to call onto us to save. This is where this is the practical step number one that you take in terms of finance. Save. And saving has to have a plan. You have to have a plan, because for you to buy a land that is costing say 300,000, then there is a way you have to plan. You cannot just wake one day and decide you have 300 and now you do the 300 that is saving. No, you have to have a plan, because your life is not made of only looking forward at that land. You have transport, or you have fuel, you have food, you have some other commitments that will come, including the black tax that you are supposed to do. So this plan has to be shortened in a day, and you have to move it into a month, and then you move it into